Good morning and welcome again to TCS Film School in our pre-production class. Right now I just want to take a minute to kind of talk about exactly what the scope of this course is, who it's intended for, and what you can expect to get out of it. So, for our course scope, it's important to note that we are starting at a finished script just prior to the script being locked. Later we'll talk a little bit more about what a script being locked means, but this script does not really enter the course. We're not writing scripts for this course. We're starting with a story that's already been written and is now ready to be told. So the course content itself then focuses on the pre-production process, all of the steps that are necessary to put the equipment and personnel and schedule in place in order to ensure that you can have a successful process for whatever film project it is that you're working on. And the final kind of last step that we're going to be talking about in this class is to have a planned shoot, everything lined up, everyone in place, with a day one call sheet ready to be issued. And that's where we'll kind of get out of this class. So this class is really intended for a small to mid-sized cast and crew. If you've got 500 people in your cast and crew, I hope you've already learned all this stuff. It doesn't mean that you can't learn anything from this course, but I'm really focusing the lessons on those smaller to mid-sized crews that maybe not have all the experience and have not have done as much of the production process or the pre-production process before, and so to help them get to where they need to be in order to have a successful production. Also focusing on low budgets. Again, if you've got $100 million, then you probably, hopefully, have already gone through all of this before. Again, not to say if you've got money you can't learn from this, but again, the focus is on people that have smaller budgets. I'm not going to say no budget. I have a kind of a whole rant about there's no such thing as a no budget production. But for lower budget, to try to get the most out of every dollar and not spend a whole bunch of money. And the first part of that is to make all of your mistakes in pre-production, which is why it's so important to do this stuff, do the pre-production process, rather than just try to go make a film, because then you're likely to actually waste what little budget you have because you don't have what you need in place to accomplish your task and to get your vision accomplished. It is primarily focused on non-union. Not a lot of the principles are different, but I don't have enough experience working with union work to try to speak for it. If you're doing something that's union, go ahead and talk to a union rep or talk to producers that have worked with unions. Talk to people that have more experience with union work than I have, because I'm not the right person for that. I have a few little tidbits that get thrown in here or there that are kind of more public knowledge than anything else, but for the most part, this is aimed at non-union productions. And again, it's working with independent filmmakers. If you have if you're working for Netflix or Fox Studios or whatever, even if you don't know this, their bond agency is not going to let you work with it anyway. So these are people that are working outside of the normal studio systems. These are people that are kind of doing it all themselves. They don't have that somewhat safety net to fall back on. People that have to do it have to get it right the first time because they don't have the money to do it a second time, and they don't have additional extra crew or cast to do something the second time either. So again, we're small crews, low budgets, non-union, independent. That's who this class is really focused on. So that is kind of it for this part. I just want to kind of give that little bit of a brief disclaimer, and so hopefully you can get something out of this class, and I hope this helps you be successful in your film projects.